Welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yep, thank you for joining with us again.
As you know, we always love doing this. And Mom, how is your day going thus far?
Brandon, my day is going fine. I am enjoying watching these TV shows with you. We are doing a Vlogmas for the winter holidays for December. And so we are once more tackling another TV show.
And Mom, what show are we tackling?
Today we're going to talk about Mixed Dish.
Yes, and so this episode is from its first season, episode 10, and it's titled, Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yes, and I'll give just a brief synopsis. When I give the synopsis, I'm going to give just a little bit of information about the show at the same time. Paul and Alicia are parents of 3 children, and they've lived their life differently than their parents. They have spent the last few years on a commune, but for this holiday, they have invited both sets of parents in order to help celebrate the holidays. And basically, there's a difference between the way the 3 of them are kind of celebrating holidays. We have the Paul and Alicia who kind of concentrate on a winter solstice tradition, and then we have the traditional church Christmas celebration, and then we have Santa Claus going on too. So we have all parents and who are kind of believe just something a little different for Christmas.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Brandon.
And overall, what do you think about this episode?
I like this episode. It was. I did not remember the original episode, and I remember watching it, if that makes sense. I remember seeing it being on, but I did not remember the details of the episode itself. And so watching it again was actually nice. And I forgot how much I liked the show when it was on. And so it was nice to see that. Brandon, what year did you say the show came out?
So the show itself came out 2019 to 21, and this is 2019.
All right, and so this is, of course, fairly recent, which differs from the other shows in which we have watched and talked about. And so we're trying to hit some shows that are a little bit more recent, and so I will say that Brandon did pick this show. And we just like to let you know who kind of picks each shows. And so Brandon picked this one, and I'm happy that he did pick it.
Yeah, and overall, I did want to ask, so, how was it? Even going back to the show, did you remember, sort of the premise, the names, and how was all of that? I know, for me, earlier this year, I watched this episode and seeking out for some Christmas episodes, and I was like, oh, I miss watching the show.
Yeah, actually, Brandon, I did remember the premise of the show. That part I did remember. I did remember, of course, there are 3 children on the show, and the parents who are very non-traditional, and the grandfather who's on a regular basis, and how he kind of influences the family also. So I do remember the premise of the show. I remember watching the show. Like I said, it's just the details of the shows that I missed. And so it was nice, and I think I can go back and rewatch some of these. So it was very nice to do so.
Well, that's good to hear. And how would you say that this episode aligns or doesn't with our sort of Christmas holiday episode guidelines?
Actually, I thought it aligned pretty well. We have, this one, the tree, and I don't mean to say tree per se, but the typically the tree or the decorating, there's something that kind of stands out for the decor of the holiday season. And so in this case, they do concentrate on the tree. In fact, there are 2 trees here. And then they talk about decorating ideas, and in the sense that for all of their beliefs, it differed from depending on what they believed in. And so that stood out here. We also had the message in the show, which stood out completely, which basically means that they want to emphasize in this particular show that families are melting pots, but you need to love each other for their differences. And that stood out, I think, overall in the episode in itself. You could see the family dynamics. You could see that they were struggling to kind of figure out what they wanted to believe and what they wanted their children to believe, and actually through 3 generations, and what they wanted each other to believe, but then just realizing that they can all believe what they want to believe, and they can all blend together and have those kind of the same overall feelings of love is still there for the family.
Absolutely. And I will say that with the the premise. I like that we're able to, I mean, to see that that need for acceptance. We're able to see sort of the Christmas spirit, so to speak, in various different ways, or holiday spirit, sort of seep in from different directions. But I would say the part, at least for me, I don't know about you, that I found the most enjoyable was probably the granddad fight.
Oh yeah, the granddads were fun, and I did enjoy them, and they did this. I thought that they kind of tackled this really well because it was in essence a per se deep episode, but they presented it in such a way that it was is very family oriented.
Yes, I definitely thought. I mean, it was just quite an enjoyable episode. And so, Mom, would you add this episode to your rewatch list for the holidays and even in general for mixtures?
Actually, yes, I would. I would do it for both. I would add this to my holiday list, and I also would add the show back as one that I would rewatch. The show didn't last that long, and so yes, I could rewatch the episodes.
Yes, and so the series lasted for 2 years, and it's a spinoff of for a little bit of a connection is a spinoff of the series Blackish. We discussed their Christmas episode a couple years ago, and so now we're back here with the spinoff, and so we do have another sort of connection that goes alongside that.
We do. Tell them what our connection is, Brandon.
Yes. So this series Mixes is based off of the character of Dr. Rainbow Johnson from Blackish, sort of a little prequel, but the actress that portrays her on the parent series Blackish, Tracy Ellis Ross, is also a co-creator and the narrator of this series.
Oh yes, and then we have another connection, Brandon.
And Mom, what is that?
That is Mark Paul Gosselaar. He played on Saved by the Bell, and we talked about and there are a lot of versions of Saved by the Bell, but we talked about the one that's more recent, I believe maybe 5 years ago, maybe. And so we are reflecting back to Saved by the Bell, and Mark Paul played a character on there.
Yes, and so we did speak about the one that came out in 2020.
Yes, we did. We did. All right, Brandon, is there anything else you want to talk about with this episode?
Mom, I don't think so. I mean, I really, like I said, enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a nice change of pace, and I look forward to exploring what other holiday episodes there are to explore.
Yes, there are. And we know there are plenty out there. We just need to tackle them and find some more episodes. All right. And so we thank everybody for watching.
I look forward to seeing you next time.
All right. Have a great day, everybody.